going to transform the Dollar Tree Wood Plaque Witch right here. And we're going to make her look like from this to this. This is how she'll look when we're done. It's a big transformation and she looks really good. It'll be something that you'd like to hang on your front door, put in many places in your house. Great for decorating. So I'll be right back with you and we'll get started. So is what we're going to use to make our project today. You're going to need to spray paint the plaque. I used this orange satin by Rust-Oleum in the 2X for the back of the plaque. And I used the aged metallic in weathered steel by Rust-Oleum in their Universal series. And it gave it a really great patina on the wood. So that turned out really nice with that paint. If you want to not have to spray paint, you can do a smoked gray. Tester's Craft Paints makes a smoked gray and an orange on the back, and paint it on the inside of your house with a sponge brush, and that would work also. Now on the cocktail napkin decoupage, I happened to find these at a thrift store, a whole package of them, and I hunted them down to find out where we could get them, and I found them on Etsy. So you can get these on Etsy, but there's also a wide variety of these cocktail napkins for decoupage on Amazon. A lot of cute different ones. So pick out whatever one you want. But if you want this one, it's available on Etsy. And you just want to apply that with the Mod Podge, and the directions are right on the bottle on how to apply this. So we want to start our project with the plaque being painted and the napkin in place. And that's where we're going to start today. So what else we're going to use is, we're going to need some tissue paper, a ruler. We're going to need this 3/8 inch thick by 12-inch long dowel. And you can get these on Amazon, 6 in a package for like $5. And we're going to need these chenille stems from Hobby Lobby in lime green. We're going to need some tinsel stems from Dollar Tree, these orange ones we're going to use. We're going to use some 4-ply jute, a burlap bow that I got on Amazon. You can buy, I buy them, several of them at a time, these burlap bows. You can use any bow you want. And we also are going to use a glitter spider from Dollar Tree. They come in a lot of different colors. We're going to use orange. We need a little piece of masking tape. We're going to use this polka dot ribbon that I got at Michael's, and we're going to make a little bow with that. I've got one made right here. And then we're going to use some Sharpie markers. So we're going to use orange, black, neon green, neon pink, neon yellow, and green. And we're going to use some tacky glue, or you could use white glue, and some orange glitter. And that's what we're going to use to do our project today. And I'll be right back and we'll get started. So here we are. I've got the plaque painted on both sides. And I did spray paint this one. And I applied the napkin right there on the top of the cauldron. And then what I want to do now is to put these lines in place, because after we do that, then we'll use our glue gun and we'll make it become 3D. It's going to be, we're going to use the glue gun and do a lot of writing and make it become 3D. So let me put that back here. And I'm going to show you what lines we're going to use. We're going to use our markers and our ruler right now. We'll start with their boots down here. Because what you want to do is make a line going right up like that. And we'll do it on this one too, right up and connect right there. And then we're going to make 3 lines going across here for her laces. Now we're going to make all this come to 3D as soon as we're done doing these lines. So we're going to put a line across the top of the boot, all the way across here, all the way across here. And then for her socks, we're going to put some black lines in here and a black line over here. And then we'll fill that in with the neon green lines. This is just our base. I've made so many of these witches, I'm going to have to get another neon green marker, it looks like. Use a little. So those are her socks so far. And then we can go up to the hat and take our green marker and make a little band going across her hat. And then we want to put a little green dot on her nose. And then we'll take and make the outline on the stir stick. You want to go around the stir stick. The hat comes in here around the stir stick like that, top of the hand, and then down the stir stick right here, and then right here I bring the stir stick right down next to the flames. And then around the hat, we're going to take this and outline the hat. And then we want to, let's get this side, and then we just want to go from there to here for her hat. And then we have a couple of lines right in here, like that. So then we can do the flames. We'll take the orange and outline the flames. You just want to do kind of a thick outline of the orange around the flames. This is just going to be the base color here. and then take the flames right down over this corner here where the gown is. Go right down over that. And right down to there. Is what we're going to do next is put in the black line that goes across the top of the cauldron. The top of the cauldron goes all the way over to here. So we'll put our black line ruler up here. And then we're going to stop right here. Just like that. That's the top of our cauldron. So then I wanted to go back and put, this is where the chenille stems are going to go for her hair. So I have it marked off like this. We're going to put the chenille stems in here. And then I'll take a break for a moment and I'll be right back to get finished. So now we want to take a little piece of masking tape and flip over the witch, and we're going to put it behind her mouth because I wanted to show that she had a mouth, a tongue, and some teeth. So I put some masking tape on the back to hold the glue like that. You need to take your black marker and just go around that mouth back there like that. And flip it back over. And what we want to do is we want to put a base color in there. So we're going to put some of the pink for her tongue. Like that. You see that? And then we're going to put some yellow on the front for her teeth. Like that. That's just our base starting point. And then we can go ahead and color in the stir stick. Put another line right here. And we'll color in the bottom. And then I'll color in the top, and I'll be right back with you. So I've got this all colored in, and I want to put a couple of buckles on her boots. So I got the green marker for that. But just put those in place like that. And I want to go ahead and get started on the glue gun part of this. So I'll be right back and reposition myself a little bit, and I'll be right back and we'll get started on Okay, we're going to start with the boots. And what we want to do is draw a glue bead onto the top of where you mark the marker. Just like that. I'm going to do the laces. Kind of stringy glue. And then we'll go over the top of the boot. Now let me let those set up for a minute, and I'll be right back to show you what we're going to be doing. So now glue is set up, and we've got black on the base, and we're going to put black on the top of the glue. with our Sharpie marker. Just go right down there and color that all in. The top of the boot. And it just brings it right off the wood for your eyes. Bring that right across like that. And I'll do this other side here. And then I wanted to color in the buckles here with some green. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go around the whole plaque, and where we made our lines, we're going to put our glue bead all the way around. I just do the bottom of the hat and then the band, and you don't need to outline the hair with the glue. And then a little dab of glue on the wart on her nose. Just put a little dab of glue like that for the wart on her nose. And then the glue in the mouth, we're gonna put some glue in here for the tongue and for the teeth. Like that, and that'll set up. And then we're gonna not do the stir stick. We're gonna go down and do the flames in the top of the kettle or the cauldron, and that'll be all we have to do with the glue. So I'll be right back with you, and we'll finish up the glue, coloring in the glue. So I've got the glue in place all around the flames. We've got it, you saw me put it in the mouth, the band on her hat. I went around the hat right here, just the bottom and the corners here, not all the way around there. And then we didn't do anything to the stir stick, just colored it in. And you saw me do the boots. And we don't need to put any glue on the hair, which we're gonna do next. But right first, before we do the hair, we're gonna color in this glue that we applied. So we'll just take some green again on the top of this band, color that right in. I've got 2 beads of glue going across here. And then a little bit more right there. And then we'll do the wart on her nose. And then I'll get the pink, the hot pink, and we'll do the tongue. And the yellow for the teeth. Can y'all see that? Good. And then we're gonna go down here and do the flames. You just wanna go all over where you applied your glue. You can see I'm pretty generous with the glue around the flames. You want it to really have a nice edge on it. Now I'll finish these flames up and I'll be right back with you, and we'll get started on her hair. So I did the top of the cauldron and the bottom of the hat, and now we're all finished with the markers on the glue. And we want to go ahead and start with the hair with the chenille stems. These are the lime green chenille stems from Hobby Lobby. And what we want to do is we just want to place them at the bottom of her hat and just kind of turn them around like that and bring it off the plaque about a ½ inch like that. And then I bent my stem because I'm going to cut it. I put it back there again. And I want to just sweep it around like that and off the hat to start my first Chanel stem. So we're going to take our glue gun and we're going to make our sweeping motion on here all the way off to the edge. And then we're just going to take and lay our Chanel stem right into the glue. And we're going to hold that for a couple minutes. And we're just going to continue with these pieces all the way up to this part of the plaque and get her hair going in place there. I'll check back with you in just a couple minutes. So I've gotten this far on the hair, just worked my way right across up here, kept putting the Chanel stem in place and cutting it and then gluing it on there. So we got this far. What I did on the other one that I like to do is you just go ahead and start again on the top once you get that and cover up the anywhere where it didn't get real close or the glue shows, or just because you want to make it a little thicker. I just measured that off like that. And then I'll cut it with my craft scissors. And then I'm going to put it right on there like that and put some glue on there. And we're going to do this a few times on here just to give it some dimension. I'll let that set up. And I'm going to do it a couple more times on here, and I'll be right back with you. So I've got the hair done, and I want to go ahead and put the little crossbow on there. It's just a little crossbow with a little bit of tinsel stem for the nose. And we're going to put it right at the top of the hair here. We want to cover up the ends. We just want to put some glue right on the nose there. And make sure that you position it to cover the ends. Now we're going to be getting set up to do the glitter inside the flames here. Let me get my glue strings out of there. We're going to do the glitter inside the flames next. I'll be right back. So I'm putting my glue inside the flames here, pretty thick. If you don't put it on that thick, it doesn't pick up solid, so you have to put it on pretty thick. Okay, that should be good. Then I have this orange glitter that I got at Walmart a while back, and I still have lots left. I use it all the time, and it just goes on. But we're going to sprinkle on some of this. Okay. I see, that's what the tissue paper was for. So I guess you could use moving paper or whatever, newspaper. And you just tap it off. And then you have your glitter flames. And I'll be right back with you. So now we're going to make the broom. This is the Adorable Witch's Broom. I made a video on her yesterday that's running separately, and I'm going to make her again today. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3/8 inch thick by 12-inch long dowel, and like I said, you can get these 6 for about $5 or 25 for $10 actually on Amazon. So we're going to start by gluing the 4-ply jute to the top. Just glue that right in place there. I'll give it a few seconds to set up a little bit. And then we want to put some glue. There's a little bit more top showing there, so we want to make sure we get that covered up good. And just wrap around the top. And that'll get us started. And then what you want to do is put a little bit of glue on your dowel, about an inch or so of glue, and then you just want to keep wrapping your 4-ply jute into the glue nice and tight so you don't see the wood. You want to go all the way down like this until you're 2.5 inches from the bottom of the dowel. In that 2.5 inches, we won't put the jute on that part. 2.5 inches from the bottom of the dowel. So I'm going to get to the finish of that glue that I put on there, and then I'll just put another inch or so of glue on here and keep wrapping. So I'll be back as soon as I'm 2.5 inches from the bottom. Okay, so I've got this finished. This is what it looks like. 2.5 inches here with no jute on it. And what we want to do next is to take out our tinsel stems and pull them out of the bag like that. You can take one out if you want to use it around a bow for the nose. You can take a couple, 2 or 3 out actually, and have them for making your bows. So you just want to take it out like that, and you want to fold it right in half. Like that. And then you take a rubber band, and on the burlap ones, most of them I've been coming down about 1 inch. On the burlap ones, I'm about 1/2 inch maybe. And put it on pretty tight. You want the tinsel stems to fan out. Like that. Will fan out. I've got a couple here that I think are a little bit long, so I'll take my craft scissors and trim them. There. Then after we get it like that, we can open it up at the top, halfway across, like that. And then take our handle and put it right inside here, like that. And then we'll want to wrap around the rubber band with our jute to cover up the rubber band. So I just put a little glue there, and I'm just gonna wrap it until I can't see the rubber band. That ought to do it. We'll clip it and glue it down. And then what you can do is, to make sure the handle doesn't move around on you, this is the back here, here's the front. And we want to go ahead and just stick our glue gun in there and pump some glue in there. And I need some more glue. Just pump a few pumps of glue in there. Keep that in there. And we can put the bow right on there. Like that. This is how it looks so far. Now I've added a spider at the top, an orange spider from Dollar Tree at the top here, which is optional. So we'll set that down for a minute. Now the spiders are little clips, and they come 6 in a package. So I just take my craft scissors and I clip off that. Like that. And then just put a little glue on the back. And we'll hold it down here at the top. And I'll let that set up and I'll be right back with you. We've got the broom finished and we're ready to put that on. I want to put this black pipe cleaner on in the hole here, so you can hang it on your front door if you wanted to, or anywhere you would like. We'll just twist it at the bottom. And then we bring it around and catch it on this tip of the hat and bring it in like that. And that's how you would hang it, like that, so it hangs more balanced if you catch that tip. And just hang it like that. You could actually twist this if you want to. So I've got that on that. And then is what we want to do is we want to take our broom and lay it from the top of the, right on top of that whole area right there. We put the bow is going to come over a little bit on top of the broom, like that. We'll get it a little bit farther over for that. And then it comes down and it's right behind the boot. So we want to have glue underneath. We're going to take it back off and put some glue underneath where the spider is, and glue underneath where this bow is, so we can glue it on. So we'll put glue here and glue here. We'll glue that right back on there. And I'll let that set up. Okay, we're all finished now. This is the one that we just made. It's a little bit of a detail to her, but she turns out really nice. And if you like this video, make sure you like it. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe.